And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, today we're taking a look at Colt Express, and I was really excited when I first saw Colt Express. And why was I excited? Because when they showed it to me, I noticed that it had three-dimensional pieces. This is a train engine. It's about robbing a train, which is a really cool, fun, neat theme that's... I can't even think of another game that does it. There's probably one out there. That's really fun and neat. It has this faux Western style thing where everyone's running around and shooting and punching and stuff. And it also has programmable movement. Well, both those things sounded really fun to me, so I was very excited to play this. Did it live up to the hype? Let's look. Now in this game, you're going to use one train car for each person in the game. So there's 6 train cars because you can play a 6-player game. I just only have 4 in the frame here because it's easier for us to look at this point in time. These train cars actually take a bit to come together. There actually is a sheet that comes in the game that shows you how to put the train cars together. It's not like a quick thing. It takes a while, but they do fortunately fit into the box. You can see there's a spot here for each train car standing up in the box. And the box with all the stuff in it is fairly heavy. But anyhow, each person's going to have an outlaw, and they get a card for their outlaw, which shows your special ability for that outlaw. But the game comes with a quote-unquote bonus, these big giant cards. And each of these cards shows you who you are. You can be either here, you can be Django, you can be Ghost, you can be Belle, you can be Doc, you can be Cheyenne, and you can be Tuco. Each of these people have a special ability. For example, Ghost can always play one of his cards face down. Django, when he shoots someone, can blow them backwards 1 space. Belle, you can't shoot or punch her if there's any other legitimate target. Doc draws more cards than everybody else does. So what you do is you take your character card, put it in front of you. You also will have a deck of cards. You have cards that give you special abilities, as well as 6 bullet cards, showing 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way down to the last bullet. And you'll put these cards in front of you. You're going to shuffle your cards, and you're going to draw 6 of those into your hand. And unless you're Doc, and then you get 7. And then the game is going to begin. Now, the game takes place over 5 rounds. 4 rounds are drawn from a deck. This is a 2 to 4 player deck. This is a 5 to 6 player deck. And so let's say we're playing a 4-player game. We would turn this card over to show this is the first round. So what this round means is everyone's going to play 1 card, and then everyone will play 2 cards in a row, and then everyone will play another card. Here everyone plays 1 card, then you go through a tunnel, everyone plays a card face down, then everyone plays 2 cards. At the end of the round, anybody in the engine is going to go back to the last car. You get caught on the swing hook and move back to the car, just like happens in pretty much every Western movie with a train. Here it's 1 card face up, 1 down, 1 face up, 1 face down, etc. So these have different rules on them. So then, let's say we're playing, and so Tuco goes first. And so he looks at the cards in his hands, and he plays 1 face on the pile. And so there's like a central pile for everyone to have their cards placed into. By the way, you'll notice there's like little terrain pieces around. That's just for terrain. It's just added. Then maybe Cheyenne plays a card, and then Doc plays a card, and then Ghost plays a card, and then Belle plays a card, and then I get to play another card, so I play the next one face down because we're in a tunnel, and so on and so forth. When everyone's done playing cards, you take the cards, you flip it over, and you just start playing them and doing whatever the actions say. So what are the actions that you can take? Well, there's some pretty basic things. There is you can move up or down. So if you're on the bottom, you go to the top, to the roof of the train. If you're on the roof, you go back down to the bottom. Or you can move. If you're inside the train, you can move 1 here or move 1 here. By the way, I'm sorry, you must move. You can't stay where you are. If you're on the roof of the train, though, you can move 3 spaces. Woo! I'm in the engine. There's also rob a passenger. If you happen to be down where there's a train, you can take one of the items that's there. Now, you want to take these gems because they're always worth $500, so they're great to have. Or you can take these bags, which can be anything between $250 to $500. When you get it, you find out, ooh, I got lucky at $500. Or if you get this suitcase that's all the way up in the engine, that's worth $1,000. So you can grab one of those. You can also shoot. When you shoot another player, they have to be in an adjacent car. You can't shoot someone in the same car. Or if you're on the roof, you can shoot someone as far as you can see, as long as there's nothing in between you and them. So this the black cowboy here could shoot the green one with a shot. When you shoot someone, you take your top shot card and give it to that person. When they shuffle their cards for the next round, they have to shuffle this card in, and when they draw it, it's basically worthless. And then you can punch somebody. You punch someone who's in the same car as you, and when you punch them, two things happen. When you punch them basically to another car, and they also have to drop one of the things they're holding onto the floor there, which then, if you're lucky, you can pick up. Finally, another card lets you move the marshal. So the marshal will be moving around the train. He always stays inside the train, but when he goes to a spot where somebody else is, he will give them a shot card. They get shot by the marshal, and that gets added to their deck. And they also have to go up to the roof. So that's how the game plays. After several rounds, you're simply going to add up all your money and see who wins. Couple other things. When you are playing, you can decide not to play a card and instead draw 3 more, which might be especially necessary. As the game progresses, you will draw more and more bullet cards if you've been shot a lot. And there's a special rule. You can play in an advanced way where basically your cards that go in the discard pile, you can control your discard pile a little bit better. But that's essentially how you play. You're running around punching and shooting and trying to get as much as you can. Now, with the physical components, obviously this three-dimensional train is really cool. I mean, the cars themselves are neat looking. You can see here that on the floor of the car it tells you what stuff. This starts with 4 bags and one diamond. Everyone actually starts with 1 bag that's worth $250 at the beginning, and it has these hooks which fit together. The only problem with these is if you have thick fingers, it can be hard sometimes to reach in here and pull it out, especially when there's multiple people in them, to reach in there without knocking everything over. Other than that, though, the three-dimensionality of this is really neat. Well, if there's one thing you can say about this game, it's theme. I mean, everybody playing it is talking in Western drawls and punching people and laughing. I mean, because just the whole thing, you're like, you punch it, you can't shoot me. I'm this nice lady, you won't shoot me. Here comes the marshal. You know, there's just this constant chatter and hilarity. Now, programmable movements games often get a bad rap because, well, maybe a justified one, who knows, but you could, like, for example, Robo Rally. When you move in Robo Rally, if you get messed up by somebody, you get messed up and, you know, all the rest of your program movement doesn't work. This one's interesting because everyone's playing a card onto one big pile. And you see the cards other people are playing, unless, of course, they're played face down, which I find a fascinating part of the game because you're not quite sure what they did that time. And you also watch, if I punch you, you might get punched to another car, and I see that you punch someone else, and I'm not going to punch anybody. I'm going to try to pick that up. I hope you punch it, you knock the diamond out, and I'll be there to pick it up and grab it myself. Or try to get that briefcase without the marshal getting you, because he's sitting there and he moves away. People want to move the marshal because they want the marshal to get other people rather than them. But getting that briefcase is $1,000. You also get $1,000 if you are the person who shot other people the most. What a fantastic thing. So the theme is very fun. If there's anything negative about the game, it's light, of course. You have to realize that. And it's going to be kind of chaotic, but to me, it's super fun. I'm not sure the special powers are balanced. The lady who you can't shoot or punch her if there's any other target, her seems pretty powerful. Ghost, where he can play his first card face down every time. That's pretty powerful. The guy who can shoot someone and blow them backwards, that's cool, but not as useful as the other ones. But that's not a huge deal. The game is just entertaining as all get out. When you put this out, people are going to come by and go, what is this? And the laughing and talking will be very high. I really enjoyed this. I love the theme. I love the look of the game. I like the program movement. I like the fact that it goes up to 6 players and plays very quickly and everything's going on. Each card does different things. Sometimes the marshal suddenly has another $1,000 suitcase. Sometimes there's a car. Everyone gets moved from one car to the other. You're never really sure what's going to happen, but you can plan for it, and sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Very entertaining. That's Colt Express. Dice Tower Judgment. Excellent.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com. Shut the door.